What's up? Alright, so one of my subscribers reached out to me for an advice, and I would like to clarify, this is not a medical advice, this is just a friendly advice, just doing a Sherlock Holmes detective type of thing. Alright, so my friend had an MRI done some year ago and it looked fine, and now she got a new MRI that is showing a lesion on the brain, okay, a little dot. And description, the impression of the radiologist stated, well, everything looks fine, except one thing, there is one focus noted, a T2 flare, at the posterior portion of the frontal lobe. And I'm like, oh, okay. Do you have those MRIs, like a previous one and this one? And she's like, yeah. And so she supplied me with those MRIs, and I compared them. And yeah, in reality, when you look at it, it's like, oh, yeah, there is a lesion. And when I looked at the previous MRI, and I couldn't find it, and I was like, that's weird, because there are no changes in her presentation and her symptoms and things like that. And then I look a little bit further, not too far, just good enough, and just did some critical thinking. And just a disclaimer, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, okay? I'm trying to honeycoat it, because we consume honey. All right, anyways, so since we get to the food portion of it, you go to the store, you get a bread. Do you like tiny slices of bread? Yeah? Or you like more of like thick slices, big slices, so you can just fill up your mouth with a nice amount of those slices. So, surprisingly, unsurprisingly I should say, you can cut the bread in different number of slices. You can cut it through 40 slices, 40 cuts, or you can make 32 cuts, or you can do whatever. You can just cut it half and half, But you can ask me, let's say your bread has some fillings in it, raisins or anything like that, okay? So let's say that, when I'm cooking the bread, I just drop an amount of raisins in it, okay? And then I bake it and I cut it. Cut it, depending on number of slices I want to do. And let's say I do 5 cuts of bread, okay? And I'm trying to catch those raisins in my bread. Oh, let's make it simpler than it is, okay? Pull back a little. So we're cooking the bread, and we take one raisin. We're making the bread, we put one raisin and we drop it in that dough. We baked it, and then you don't know where's that raisin. So you do one slice. You look at the cat, look at it. No raisin. Did you put the raisin in there? Yeah, I did. Okay, it should be here. Did you try cutting more? Oh, okay. You do another cut. No raisin. Just cut more. Cut more? Yeah. So you're saying for me to find that raisin, I gotta do more slices to catch that raisin in those slices? Yeah. Okay. So I cut it 32, I made 32 slices. And I still don't see the raisin. There's no raisin. Are you sure you put the goddamn raisin in there? I'm like, yeah, I did put a raisin in there. Well, do 40 slices. Can you do 40 cuts? I mean, it's 32. You want me to do 40? What difference does it make? Well, it's simple. The more slices you cut, the more likelihood that you're gonna catch that raisin in one of those slices. Okay? And that's how it goes. Eventually, depending on number of slices you're gonna require, you're gonna catch that raisin. You will. okay? And that is the same analogy that we're looking at. So when a radiologist is describing a lesion as a new focus, new hyperpigmented, hyperintense focus, did he look at the previous study and how many cats that bread maker did before and how many cats we did this time? Oh, we have to look at that in order to determine? Well, if you want to know if it's the same raisin that's being in the bread and stuck there, he just was lazy enough to get enough slices in the first attempt, and the only way for you to find out is to check. Oh, well, let's check. Well, let's check. So, here's an MRI. Okay? So here's an MRI. And how many slices we did last time? Last time we did 32. 32 cats. Okay. How many we did this time? Further. 40. We did 40 slices. And you had 32 in the previous one. And now you have this arrow, that's pointing there. Look at that raising. The same raising has just been stuck underneath in that layer that you just missed. I mean, can you tell for sure? Yes, you can tell for sure. You see, those squiggly lines on the brain, it's not just like your pants that you folded and they can just, depending on transportation, they will change the directions, the folds in your pants, They will stay there pretty much permanently. They don't change directions, they don't change much. If you have some degenerative disease, you will have some tining and things, but the actual drawing, it's gonna stay the same. So if you look at these two slices, you will see that it's not the same location, because I estimated location of the most close location, but we missed it. Because the size of that lesion is like less than centimeters, 0.5 centimeters, 5 millimeters. And you look here, it's not exactly the same. It's not exactly the same drawing. You can't. I tried scrolling through those layers and I couldn't get exactly the same layer of those squiggly lines. It's called gyri and sulci. So you can't, if you don't get the same picture here and here, you can't tell if it's a new or old missed foci, So you can't claim definitively that this is new. And my belief that it's been there, most of the evidence suggests that it's been there, okay? Because there are no changes in symptomatology of this person. Person feels the same. There are no changes. Especially looking at the location of the lesion, you will expect some changes. But you didn't. And that's the truth, okay? Alright, this episode was brought to you by Doctors Without T-shirts. Woo! Stay focused, cut more slices if you really want to get to the bottom of it, and compare apples to apples when you're trying to get to the bottom of it, okay? In order for you to make this strong assumptions, you have to have enough foundation to it, all right? Keep it simple. Simple is genius.